Hello everyone! At the time of recording, it has been 2 weeks since Mizuki's initial beta kit was released, and although nothing extremely drastic changed about Mizuki since then, she did receive a few nice buffs to her kit. Now with the current rumors and direction of Mizuki, she still is looking to be added to the standard roster, and the buff she received doesn't really change the fact that her kit is fitting for a standard banner character. But regardless, the buffs do strengthen Mizuki's niche as an animo on-fielder driving swirls, better separating her from Sucrose in the same role. So let's quickly go over the recent Mizuki buffs that actually matter. First, Mizuki's elemental skill. Reminder that Mizuki's skill makes her enter the Dream Drifter state to float around, and during this time she periodically shoots out animo attacks and buffs swirl damage. She can't normal attack during this state, and if you swap out, the state ends, stopping any buffs that Mizuki brings. Now along with adding to the skill description explicitly that you can control Mizuki while she floats around, the most important addition made to the skill is that while Mizuki is in her skill state, the pickup range for the snacks she creates with her elemental burst is increased. This change seems irrelevant, but when combined with the buffs to Mizuki's elemental burst, you can clearly see the direction that HOYOMiX is taking with her kit. Reminder that Mizuki's elemental burst makes her periodically spawn snacks on the ground, and when any character picks them up, depending on their current HP, they will either heal the active character, or they will explode to deal AoE animo damage. Greater than 70% HP means the snack will explode, while less than 70% HP means the snack will heal. Mizuki's burst got two significant buffs to its healing capabilities. First, the EM scaling for the healing was just simply increased, and second, if Mizuki herself picks up the snack, if it heals her, the healing effectiveness will be doubled. With the initial version of her kit, at talent level 10 and 1000 EM, Mizuki's snacks would be healing for around 2600 HP each, which wasn't that much. With the buffs to her healing, with the same assumptions, Mizuki's snacks now heal her for close to 6400 HP, which is much better. Combining the burst healing buffs and the skill pickup range for her snacks being increased while in her skill state, we can see that Hoyo's intention for Mizuki is for her to be the safer and comfier version of Sucrose as an on-field animo driver. Even though Mizuki always had this healing, the healing was very mediocre initially, and to make this issue worse, since Mizuki can't normal attack while she's in her Dream Drifter state, her best Hydro teammate by far for teams like Electrocharge was Furina, since Furina doesn't require normal attacks to have off-field Hydro. But with Furina's HP drain, Mizuki's initial healing wasn't cutting it. But now, Mizuki's healing for herself is much more potent, allowing you to more easily offset Furina's HP drain by overhealing Mizuki when she drops below 70% HP, thus proccing Furina's A1 passive to help heal the team. Thus, even though Furina was already one of Mizuki's best teammates before, it is now only further solidified now that Mizuki's healing has been buffed to allow Furina teams to maintain a healthy amount of HP, as well as generate more fanfare stacks. Remember that Mizuki's healing is only significantly buffed for herself. Mizuki is not designed to be a team-wide healer, only to heal herself while she's driving reactions while on field. Thus, Mizuki now has a very clear upside when choosing her as the on-field animo driver instead of Sucrose. Mizuki has a lot of self-healing and a more AFK playstyle, making her much more comfortable to play. However, Mizuki still has the same downsides when compared to using Sucrose. Mizuki's team building options are limited because she can't normal attack while in the Dream Drifter state, which is where her damage must come from, so she can't use supports like Xingqiu and Yalan. And Mizuki has less grouping in her kit, and since the damage between them doesn't seem to be much different, you're really only choosing either Mizuki or Sucrose for their unique strengths. And despite Mizuki's more restrictive team building, I do like the fact that choosing Mizuki to be on the team instead of Sucrose gives you something that Sucrose can't, healing to make the team be comfier to play. Lastly, a few changes to Mizuki's constellations. Her C1 damage buff is no longer limited to one enemy, making it easier to activate in AoE. This makes much more sense considering Mizuki's entire role is to be strong in AoE scenarios, and the C2 damage bonus buff she provides to teammates while she's in the Dream Drifter state has an increased EM multiplier now. It now matches the scalings of Kazuha's A4 damage bonus buff, though it's not the exact same as Kazuha's buff because it only works while Mizuki is in the Dream Drifter state while she's on field. Since these are early constellations and Mizuki is allegedly a standard banner character, these are some nice buffs that you yourself may be able to access eventually if you lose a couple of 50-50s to Mizuki. The final significant addition to Mizuki was that her birthday was already added, and if you have followed the beta cycles for Genshin characters before, you'll know that when a character's official birthday is added, it typically means that a character's kit is finalized and no more major changes will be made. However, logically this usually happens near the end of the beta, and as of recording, Mizuki still has around 2 weeks of beta left, so does that mean that Mizuki's kit is already finished? There very likely still will be some small changes such as text changes, but I do think that there won't be any more big changes to Mizuki's kit. if we assume she is a standard character, it makes sense that HOYOverse would be done early. The kit design and numbers are already indicative of a standard character. She's strong in the AoE niche that she's supposed to play in, but aside from that, she doesn't have much meta use cases. And even the patch that Mizuki is being released in just gives vibes of being a filler patch. No new exploration area, no new artifacts, just one new character and the event she's a part in. A bit disappointing for sure, but likely because of intentional design by HOYOverse. After all, both Honkai Star Rail and Zenless Zero are getting major patches, and HOYO probably wants you to spend time playing those games instead. But regardless, nothing about Mizuki is confirmed, so we'll just have to wait and see if there are any additional changes before her official release. I hope this very brief update and analysis video was in any way helpful. If you enjoyed, don't be shy to leave a like and sub to the channel to be informed about any upcoming news about major Genshin beta updates, as well as pre-release guides and explanations for any upcoming Genshin characters. And with that, I hope you all have a wonderful day.